Hey, welcome back to the channel. So let's get straight to the point. Building a side project while you are working full-time. I know, everyone is looking for a cheat code, the one trick that can help you earn money without doing a lot of work. But let's face it, anyone who's selling you a cheat code is leaving out some crucial details. Most of these shortcuts don't really work or are unethical or hard to sustain in the long run. And here's how I did it. For 6 months, I was grinding like crazy. I went to my full-time job for 8 hours, went back home, made something to eat, and worked for another 4 hours on my side project. Was it extreme? Yes, it was. But what I wanted to have was freedom of my time. Freedom from working for someone else, freedom to own my time. And unless you've got, I don't know, rich parents, inheritance, or some luck, the path to freedom is going to be a lot of work. I'm a developer, so I build SaaS applications. That's what I'm good at. But if that's not your thing, you don't have to. There are a ton of other ways to make money online. You could start an e-commerce store, maybe Etsy or Shopify, sell digital products like templates, courses, or guides, and offer freelance service with skills you already have. Or even start teaching on platforms like Udemy, Skillshare, or actually also YouTube. A lot of people reach out to me and said they're overwhelmed by the amount of work they need to do to start something. And I get that I was a perfectionist for most of my life. But the key here is to just get started. Commit to something and go all in. You don't need to have it all figured out. Through the journey you will evolve, adjust, and pivot and find the rhythm that works for you. And if that doesn't work, try again with something else. And if that doesn't work, try again with something else. And if that doesn't work, try again with something else. I think you get the point. Another point a lot of people are struggling with is time management. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be complicated. The shorter the gap between deciding to work and actually working, the better. For me, here's how it looks like. I wake up, I scroll on social media, yeah, I'm not gonna lie about that. I wash my face, I brush my teeth, make coffee, and get to work. The faster you can switch into work mode, the faster you can tick off the to-dos you have for the day. And I should also mention that no one was depending on me. I was single, I lived alone. The only person I needed to provide for was myself. But another great tip from Ali Abdaal actually was to create your perfect week. What that means is you plan 1 week which would be ideal for you. Here's my calendar, for example. In the morning I have a lot of blocks around work, deep work actually, where no one can book a call with me, for example. But I have also a lot of blocks for taking a break, meeting friends, meeting my parents. But I got also blocks for playing new video games, watching Netflix, or just chill. And keep in mind, this is the perfect week. Obviously that doesn't work on every week. This is like a template I would like to follow, but it doesn't work all the time. Another big struggle might be that the task is just too complex or too much work and you don't know where to start. Try to break down the complex task into a lot of small steps. Okay, let's say your goal is to make 5K a month. That sounds huge, right? But let's focus on a single day. Let's say we want to reach 5K at the end of the month. That means we need to make $166 every single day. And how do we get $166? Maybe you sell a product for $20 and make 8 sales on a single day. Now let's figure out how we can get a single sale on that day. $20 a day seems doable. What I did was to put the work I've done on Instagram and Twitter. If you don't have an audience, platforms like Product Hunt, AppSumo, or Hacker News could also work for you. Or you could run some ads and see if that works for you and your product. If we can get 8 people we can reach the goal of 5K at the end of the month. And this sounds way more doable than the initial goal of 5K. Of course, you can play around with the numbers. You can sell a product for, let's say, 40 bucks and only need 4 people every single day, or even more, $200, and then you only need a single person to buy your product on that day. So try to focus on the smaller, actionable steps instead of the huge goal we had at the beginning. Take the complex goal and break it down to something actionable. Once you have done that, the huge, big, complex task is not as scary anymore. And once your side project starts to earn some money, you will get hooked. You will crave the freedom to do what you want whenever you want to. And I know, this grind isn't easy. It will take a lot of effort, a lot of your time and your patience. But every hour you can put in and every small task you can complete, you are building something for yourself. You are building freedom. Freedom to live on your own terms. So no, there's no real secret, there's no cheat code to success. It comes down to focus, consistency and putting in the hard work. My message for anyone who's feeling overwhelmed right now. You can absolutely do this. Not always easy, but trust me, it's worth it. Start small, keep going, and before you know it, your side project will start to earn money and you will slowly take control over your time. Alright, that's it from my side. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Keep building and I will see you in the next one. Bye.